Well, welcome back from that Twitter Jabs discussion. The conversation continues, but today, and we shift gears, and we're looking at our views where we're going to be having a very beautiful discussion in regard to identity. Joining me at the center of this conversation are the ladies. To my far left, right, yes. To my far right is none other than Apollo Sarah. I have Agi Uwase and Priva Elibas. Good morning, ladies. I know we did see ourselves earlier on, but it's always good to greet and ask and find out, are we okay? Yes. Are we mentally okay? Oh, yes. Very important. So today, the conversation that we are going to have, and I'm sure we all know someone or even ourselves who have been involved in a relationship and suddenly their whole world revolves around their partner and you do not seem to know the person anymore. All of a sudden, your girlfriend who hated netball, who hated basketball, who hated cricket is going for cricket. All of a sudden, your girlfriend who hated golf is going with Bay to play golf. So the question is it possible to lose your identity in a relationship? And this is a question I would like to pose to the ladies. Has there been a time in your life where you were involved in a relationship, or do you know someone who has slowly lost their identity while in a relationship? What was the experience like for you?
It's actually very true that you can lose your identity, especially when you do not set boundaries about the love or the relationship that you're in. You find yourself, you are with this person, you lose even the sense of self, you lose the sense of what you love as a person, your hobbies. You find the man you are dating loves basketball, maybe you love netball, but before you know it, you are on the other end of basketball and you let go of the other things that you love. So it's very possible. For me, I haven't really found myself in that situation, but I have encountered people that have found themselves in those situations, and it never ends well, because this is where you find you always have so much anxiety. You're not actually fulfilled. You're in this relationship, but you're not really happy because you're not doing what you love. You're doing what your partner loves.
Okay, how about you, Priva?
You're working to impress your partner. Well, for me, identity crisis in relationships is very common. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be you taking on a lifestyle of your partner. It could even be something as small as your partner knowing French and you decide to learn French. Not because you care about French. It's not even like being a bonus, but it's like you don't even care. You don't even have the real reason as to why you should be learning French.
But you're here learning French.
Minus just trying to please your boyfriend. So identity crisis is it's a real thing. Has it happened to me? Oh yeah, I think I found myself in a situation where the relationship was nothing but toxic. Just bad vibes. And I remember I woke up one day and I said, you know what, Priva, this is it. You are done. And I feel like there's that sense of, calmness that fills you when you know for sure this time you're done. You're done. You're just going to live your life for you. So
I thought you were going to say bad vibes.
No, bad vibes, no.
For identity crisis, yes, we always pick up traits and characteristics or hobbies and interests of our partner. It's because a lot of people think that for relationships to work, you have to have a lot in common with the person that you're with. It's not the case. Sometimes people just want acceptance. So you're molding yourself into that thing or that being that is good, that they are going to accept. Also, society has the notion that when you're in a relationship or when you're married, you're supposed to act a certain type of way. So you may not pick up the traits of your partner, but you may pick up society's expectations of what you're supposed to be. A lot of women, when they get married, they now become withdrawn. They throw out their friends. They're always at home. They're either at home with the kids or they're at work. You understand? So they kick out their social life because society says a wife is not supposed to party. A wife is not supposed to wear short clothes. A wife is not supposed to do her hair a certain type of way. You're supposed to be married to pencil as well. You see, it is not the case. So we now start to mold ourselves into something and yet not realize that that is just a fraction of who we are and not who we should be entirely. Being in a relationship, there's no uniform or badge for it. Be yourself and just proceed with. Men don't have this problem. They continue going to the bar. They continue spending time with their boys. They continue going about their hobbies. It's women who always tend to completely make a 360 shift.
I like that you've highlighted this, and there's a video I came across TikTok, and before we answer the question as to why it is so common in women, it's very important that we also understand what does it mean to lose your identity in a relationship. Now, losing yourself in a relationship means that your attention is so focused on the relationship that you do not know who you are anymore. You have lost your sense of self, your sense of identity, separate from your partner, and your life doesn't feel completely like your own anymore. There's a video that I came across on TikTok, and I would like us to have a look in regard to women losing their identity in a relationship.
One thing I respect about men, and there's not much that I respect about the male species, is that when it comes to relationships, they do not completely lose themselves. They're going to keep their friends, they're going to keep their hobbies, they're going to keep every single thing that makes them them. And I think women need to take note on that.
So my question is, first of all, I like the way she started here. She doesn't have very many things that she appreciates about men. But, so my question is, why is it that women are more prone to losing their identity in a relationship compared to men? Priva, you said that's an experience that you've been through. Why?
Oh yeah, because as women, I feel like we are more of emotional beings as opposed to just using our heads. I mean, your head is communicating one thing, but
Your
right
heart.
here, you have something else that, you know, your heart is telling you to do. So I feel like women suffer this because of who we are naturally. We are emotional beings. We put emotions before anything else. So yeah.
But you're painting the men not to be emotional.
No, they're really they're not emotional. I don't know, maybe if it's like a one in a lifetime thing, but
I
yeah.
truly believe, because women from a young age, when we are girls, we are taught to be everything else but ourselves. We are taught to go to school and become an overachiever, excel and be a good businesswoman, whatever the case may be. Or you're molded from childhood to be somebody's wife, to be somebody's mother. You're being taught to cater to somebody else other than yourself. So it's no wonder when we get into a relationship, now we're like, okay, I was not told to be myself in a relationship. I was told to cater to him, to cater to the children, everybody else but myself. So now you find yourself there confused. Other women are dealing with low self-esteem. Aggie said no boundaries. Sometimes you just want acceptance. Sometimes we are so much in love that we let the person that we are with mold us into the person that they want us to be, as opposed to accepting us as we are. And then again, another thing is that we don't have enough conversations when we are getting into relationships where we are told to be yourself. It's like you're putting on a facade. You're pretending to be something else that you are not. And then now when you get into this relationship or get into this marriage, and now your true self starts coming out, the guy is like, but I was catfished. This is not what I signed up for.
Aren't we all believers? Doesn't the Bible say that we become one when we get married? For example, in the marriage aspect, Aggie.
I will tell you something that yes, for us women, because we always want to be accepted, we do believe that we become one. On the other hand, so many men don't believe that you become one. And I always use this example before men get married. Like whenever a man's light is red, let's say you are in a relationship and you want to get married. For you as a lady, you are ready to get married, and this man's light is still red. Trust me, it doesn't matter how much they love you. It doesn't matter how the big future they have envisioned with you. They will definitely let you go and go elsewhere until when they are ready. That's when they marry. Men are always focused on their goals. They always know what they want and they stick by it. For us, we're always compromising.
But also,
ourselves.
I also think women are put in a position where we are meant to look at shared goals. Once you're in a relationship with someone else, you start looking at your life together. It's not even you as an independent person, but you with this person. What are your shared goals? What are you going to achieve together, not even as an individual? So
ladies, because time is not our best ally, but there is a certain section of people who believe that when it comes now relationship, or when it comes to a marriage, there is nothing wrong with becoming one individual, liking what your husband likes, your husband liking what you like as a woman. And I have a video that I would like us to watch, and then we can comment on it and give our closing remarks. Please take a look.
A God-ordained relationship, you have to be willing to give of yourself. You cannot get married with the idea that I'm gonna get married and still be myself. Yeah. That is no. You are now supposed to be becoming one flesh, one focus, one aim, one direction. That's what marriage is all about. And the fear that the enemy puts in us is that we're going to lose ourselves. A lot of times, you get counsel from other women. Don't lose yourself and your husband. Don't lose yourself and your family. Don't lose yourself. Well, I know what they're trying to say, But in a God-ordained relationship where both parties understand their role.
So as you can see, there are people who believe. Okay, Sarah's dying.
First, wait. When you talk about, oh, you're afraid of losing yourself, you have to be one. Whose ideas are this? Are you dropping yours and taking your partner's? Or are you both dropping what you know and coming together to write a new script? I think there are things that should be the same and should be aligned. How many children you want, how you're going to raise these children, the religion, resources, how they're going to be spent, allocated, and invested. Those are things that I think should be aligned. But when it comes down to hobbies and personal interests, you are okay to love fishing and the other person is allowed to love reading a book, and you don't have to share. First, wait, and you don't. No, it doesn't mean that we are not one. I am still an individual. I am still myself. I am still raised differently, same as you. So we can never, you can never be one with anybody. We are all different, and that is how there isn't a replica of one person in this world. Even twins are not the same.
Okay,
you get me? So you can have shared goals, family goals, but personal interests, you are allowed to have those.
When it comes to losing your identity in a relationship, very many people will come out to argue and say there's nothing wrong with losing your identity in a relationship. And especially for the women, they tend to fall victim and they lose themselves in a way to please their partner. But this conversation will continue, and we're going to have a continuation either this week or next week. So I suggest that you keep watching Sunrise at Sea every Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. The conversation in regard to relationship identity crisis continues. Keep watching Sunrise at Sea and don't blink.
Well, just like they say, every good thing comes to an end. Well, we finally come to the end of Sunrise at Sea this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had great conversations earlier. We did have the defense spokesperson, Brigadier General Felix Kulaije, who was weighing in on the current security status in this country. And he did categorically state it clear that Uganda is safe at the moment. So you have nothing to worry about. And we also did have a great conversation in regard to you as a person losing your identity, status in a relationship. So many of these great conversations do happen every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. here on Sunrise at Sea. You can be sure to catch us tomorrow, same time, same place. But from the ladies, the team, and entire CTV crew, we wish you an amazing day.